today at 12. Here we are. We had some technical difficulties, but no worries. We're all here. I think being in this social media space, it's like technical difficulties, we just roll with it, right? Things always happen and they always work out. It's all fantastic. And I'm so excited to be here with you guys today to share my great friend and colleague, Megan Cooper, who is just incredible. Now, I'm igniting your human design to become a powerful, purposeful, profitable boss. And Megan is doing the same thing in her social media coaching, in her worldwide social media coaching program that she has. She's in the direct sales strategy coach, and she works with network marketers and direct sellers all over the world to reach their first 4-figure month. I mean, who doesn't want that, right? So please drop a welcome to Megan here on Rise. Welcome her in. I always have my favorite drink with me next to me. It's Bai and sparkling water combined. So please drop in what you're drinking. And I would love to introduce you guys to Megan.
Hi. Hi. Thanks so much for having me, Courtney. I love coming into this community. Rise is such a great community of people, and you're wonderful, light that we all love. So I'm excited to be here.
Well, I'm so excited. I'm so excited that you're going to talk us through how you grew your team by 87%, because in the social media space, we see people like, talking like, hey, I can do this, but you really do it. You do it wholeheartedly and you do it authentically and you really connect with the person. And that's so what I love is that authenticity and that real connection. So I would love to hear and you talk so often about reels and doing this through reels. So but why is reels so important now? Or why is video and all those things so important?
Yes. So great. So I just want to clarify real quick.
Yes.
So my team did not grow by 87%, but my team that I have built, 87% of those people have come from reels, right?
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh, that's even better.
Yes. So, which is amazing, because reels are just so powerful, right? Like they're so powerful right now, and the reach that you can get is just huge. So if you're building on social media, reels 100% has to be part of the strategy if you really want to make a big impact quickly, right? Which of course you do, because you're in this group, trying to become and embody powerful, profitable, another P word, bosses.
Purposeful bosses.
Purposeful, exactly.
Okay, honestly, I have to look.
But that reels are just a great way to do it. So
yes,
that is they've just been a huge part of my strategy.
Yes.
And I've been enjoying it.
Well, and that's what I can tell from your reels is that you've been enjoying the process. That feeling of comes through no matter what we do online, whether we enjoy it or not. It's that energy has come forward to the world. Whenever I'm doing a reel, I just think, okay, I'm gonna do a reel, and then I actually give it some love. I'm like, go off and find the people to nurture, it sounds so funny, but go nurture the people, because it's like a point of nurturing and connection that we get to have, and we get to have that global reach all from our phones right here,
Yes, exactly. And that is a great point that you kind of touched on with the nurturing, with reels. Okay, let me back it up for a second. So when I teach on social media strategy, and especially, kind of talking to direct sellers, network marketers, however, this really applies to everybody. So, but there's kind of 4 phases of, from the beginning until they become your customer that I sort of lay out. So we attract them in, right? We work on audience building. we work on nurturing them. So that's one of the points. We connect with them, and then comes the conversion, right? Where they decide to become a customer, they decide to join your team. And Reels really fit in with both the audience building. And what's nice about Reels is you get great organic growth, right? So you can get so many eyeballs on your content without, traditionally in the past, you would have to pay for ads for this kind of reach. And you don't need to do that when you're using this free tool, which is so cool. So it brings new people in. It can also be used for nurturing, exactly like you're saying, where you're adding value, you are, entertaining, inspiring, motivating those people that need that inspiration, motivation, education right now. So it's really great for both of those areas, which is cool. So it's like packs a double punch.
Yeah, it really does. I love that. It does pack a double punch, and that's what we're trying to look for, right? Is to keep things simple and manageable, and do as many ways to outreach as we can. So everybody on, I would love to hear like what kind of direct sales you're involved in, what kind of network marketing you're involved in. Drop that in the comments, and then drop in the comments too. I just want to hear how you feel about your business. How is your business going? How do you feel like your reach is going on that 1 to 10 scale? 10 is you're super powered. 1 is you're like, gosh, I'm like trudging through mud with my eyes closed and I don't know what's happening to me. So drop that in the comments. I want to hear what's going on. So Reels can be kind of intimidating, and they can be kind of scary. So how do we make them not scary? How do you make them not scary and intimidating?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, I learned this the hard way with Reels. I do this to myself a lot, actually. I learned the hard way a lot, right? I think we all kind of do that. But you can learn kind of from my mistakes. So they can seem definitely scary and overwhelming. When you think they need to be done in a certain way, or you need to do something in a certain way, right? So if you've never done Reels and you're watching, but you're a Reels consumer, right? Of course you've seen Reels. A lot of times you're seeing people lip syncing or dancing or things that you've literally never done on camera before, right? And so you're like, I don't want to do that. And that's the thing, is you don't have to do that. That's the really cool thing, is it depends. So, Instagram is going to show you the type of content that you consume, right? So it may look to you like, well, everybody dances, but it's actually not true. There's tons and tons of content creators and people that are putting out Reels where they're just talking to the camera, or they have a video, of some, sort of B-roll type thing, right? Like they just have a video of something and they have a voiceover going over it. And that is a totally acceptable way to put Reels out. And it's a really easy way to start. So when I first started, I started with like the complicated, I'm like, okay, I think I need to lip sync. I think I need to add transitions. How do I figure out what's trending? Like all of those things. And you can use those things, but when you're learning something new, it's really best to start with like very, very simple, right? What's the easiest thing I can do to get the content out there? Because when we sit there and we start to think about this and this and this and all the different things, we get overwhelmed, we get weighed down, and then we just get stuck and we don't actually make the reel, right? Yes. So starting really simple is easy. Take your phone, give some, just talk to your phone, right? Like just talk to the reel, talk to your people, say whatever they need to hear, right? Like give them some inspiration, some motivation, tell them your top 3 tips for XYZ. You can just straight up just talk, throw it out there, and you're going to see, like, again, the reach is just huge. So that's what we start.
That is phenomenal. And that's really like have been asking myself for the last 7 months, how do I keep things simpler? Like if I go into something, how do I keep things simple? Like And I feel as human beings, for some reason, we overcomplicate the obvious. We overcomplicate the process because we think that more is better. And so often less is better. Less is so much better. I've been doing this thing in my reels, and they've picked up a lot of pace. And I tell myself, okay, I have to create this reel in 15 minutes, start to finish, done. And I'm like, and it's so great because it's freeing. I'm like, it doesn't have to be perfect, So that keep it simple is so phenomenal. Like, just easy. The easier is way better than complicated any day.
Yes, I totally agree. And that reminds me too, I love your tip of, give yourself a time limit. 15 minutes is great because you can get an entire reel done in that amount of time for sure. And out. I mean, I have spent at times, like when I first started, I would sometimes spend an hour, I think maybe even up to like 90 minutes on one reel. That is not a good use of time. That is definitely not a good use of time. We only have so much time and energy, right? And so I have implemented a similar thing, just saying, okay, you have this amount of time, get it done and move on, right?
Get it done.
Is something that I've heard from several other industry leaders is aim for B- work. And I may have mentioned this before here in this group because I mention it a lot now because it's so good. I mean, especially as entrepreneurs, so many of us are more of a, we're obviously very passionate, we're driven, we're excited, we tend to be more perfectionistic and like are going for that A+ work. And again, that ends up holding us back because when we don't think it's quite there, we don't actually post for this example, like we don't actually post the reel because it's not quite there yet, or we spend 60 minutes, right? B- work is fabulous. You're getting it out there. I'd 100% rather you get out 5 B- reels than 1 A+ reel because you just never know exactly how it's going to perform. And either way, when you get 5 out instead of 1, you're going to have a bigger reach, 100%.
Right, totally. And everybody drop some questions about reels that you have, and we can either address that during this time or after. So do you have like a set amount of reels that you suggest business owners put out each week, or?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So again, I go back to, this kind of goes back to simplicity like we were talking about, but adding in another layer. So I like to ask the people, the clients that I work with, the students that I work with in my programs, what does your current capacity allow you to do? Okay. So if right now they are completely drowning with everything going on around them, I'm not going to say, okay, I want you to start doing 2 reels every single day, because they're drowning. Like they don't have the capacity to do that.
Yes.
So it doesn't make sense. So for most people, because most of the time, the people that I'm working with, and I think just humans in general, we're kind of stressed and overwhelmed, just general state of stress. And so starting kind of slow and adding in is fantastic. So I work on just consistency first. So if you wanted to add in 1 reel a week, maybe you had a Monday motivation reel, you're going to add a little motivation in every Monday. Once that feels good and easy for you, because it will start to feel easy. It's like, this is just what I do. Boop, boop, it just goes out. Then add in another day. Maybe you do 2 reels a week. Maybe you end up doing reels every day of the week, and maybe you don't, right? And you can see what feels good to you. And the cool thing is too, let's say you keep adding, you get to the point, let's say you are putting out a reel every single day, and you start to feel like, I can't really manage this. Like I'm feeling stressed, overwhelmed. Like I don't know what to post this because or I'm too busy. Like all these things are happening. You can back off. So just always reevaluate and always be like attuned and aware of how you're feeling and what your current capacity is.
Yes, and that's what I love about your program. We partner together, so Become is a part of your Direct Sales Academy, and I love your students always say to me all the time, they're like, Beckett is helping me learn and grow. I am feeling so good, and I'm feeling like this system is approachable. Do you know? You're not like, and you will be doing these 20 things by 10 a.m. every single day. You know, I love that it's real. But I feel like you've paired it back to like the really strategies that are like very necessary, that are money inducing, which is what we all want, you know, type of thing. And it makes it approachable and doable. And so there's so much success from it. All your students are like, I did this and this and this. And I'm like, yeah, totally. It's amazing.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome. I love to hear that, because they tell me things too, of course, but you hear a different side of things because of the program that you run, of course. And by the way, I do equally hear about you and your program from them and how much it helps them and how much they love it. So thank you for that. And it's been huge for me too. I'm always singing my praises about this. Anyway, so I love Become. And I'll step on my soapbox about it for just a second here. I have found since starting Become, I mean, now I've been, I suppose, doing it, I don't know, for a long time.
Since the beginning, yeah.
Since the very beginning. So however long you've had the program, I've been doing it.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
A long time, many, many months.
Yes.
And I just find that I become more and more aware of what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. And I'm just more like in tune. And I think even over the course of the time that I've been using the Become program, I think that's where part of what I was just talking about, like, what can you do with your current capacity? I mean, that has come from this program, because I am a person who is everything I was describing before. I'm perfectionistic, I'm driven, I am passionate, I run like crazy. Sometimes when you get you kind of get into a tunnel vision, you're running, you're like really working hard, and you're not really paying attention to, okay, what does my body need? What does my mind need? And also, am I doing all the best actions in my business right now, or am I just doing what I have been doing and I'm not really stopping to think about it? I feel like Become just gives you a few moments every day to check in and actually think about these things. So it's just been fantastic. I love it.
Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, it's been phenomenal to work together, to be a partner in this with you as well, and to see all the growth of your students, because it's hard just, it's just nice to have partnerships that we're working together for the same thing, the success of students, and doing it together is so much better.
Yes, I totally agree.
So you have an amazing Reels challenge coming up, right?
Yes. Oh, I am super thrilled for this. So I haven't so this is a big free 5-day challenge, and I haven't done an extensively large challenge like this in over 6 months, I was realizing. And so I've been spending a lot of time, actually I've got my workbook here, but so I'll just show it to you because why not? But it's going to be just fantastic. Okay. You're going to come in. We're basically covering recruiting, and we're covering Reels. Okay. So if you have never done Reels before, this is a great place to start. But even if you have done Reels or you use them regularly, you are going to definitely get a lot from this because we're talking about the reels. We're getting into some of the technicalities. How do we actually do this? Because even as I was talking about how simple you can make it, some of you are probably watching and you're like, Megan, I don't even know how to do that. Like, which I get, I totally get. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. And then we're gonna be talking about recruiting and how to just grow your team. With network marketing and direct sales, recruiting is unbelievably important, right? We've got to be able to do it ourselves, and we've got to be able to teach those we recruit to recruit. That's how duplication happens. That's how, leaders get to the top. That's how it works, right? And with my last company that I was with, I grew my team by 900% in 3 months because of recruiting, right? Like I was able to do that because of recruiting. And I was just getting started with Reels then. And now, like, it's been huge for this new company that I'm with. And so I just expect it to be even, like, to blow up even more. But I want to teach you everything that I know, right? So I would love, love, love for you to come. It's a free 5-day challenge. It starts next Thursday in 1 week. Yeah, it's going to be great. If you would like to join us, please put Reels in the comments and I will get the registration info to you.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Cassie asked, oh yeah, well, I'll come in. I'm going to come in and pop in. That's what you mean. And say hi during the challenge toward the end as well.
Yes.
So that's going to be fantastic.
That will be. That will be.
That would be really great. Okay, so Megan, you have a group, right, that we can all get involved in and friend you as well, and on Instagram too, right? I want to,
yes. Yeah, absolutely, yes. So over on Instagram, I'm at megan.r.cooper, and then I have a group, similar to what Courtney has here with Rise. It's called True You, and it's all about growth strategies for direct sellers and network marketers. So I do lots of free trainings in there, lots of different things like Courtney does here, and I'd love to have you come into that group as well. That would be great. It's a fun community.
It's so good, you guys. And again, Megan teaches approachability. She teaches strategies and tactics that actually work because she's done it herself. She's gone through the process herself. She's grown her huge team herself with her processes, and she's turning around to teach you this exact processes. And again, she has 2 little kids, so if she can do this, you can do this. And so get on her Reels challenge. I'm going to be there, and I'm so excited to take my Reels to the next level too. So again, thank you, Megan, so much for being here with us today. Everybody say thank you to Megan.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it so much. Thanks for having me.
Great. All right, you guys. Again, Megan is a beautiful, amazing, successful coach. And if you're looking for strategies and tactics that will really work on social media, get in her group, get in her Reels training. Her challenge does not disappoint at all. So make sure you jump onto that. So yesterday we had our masterclass. Make sure you hop in there. There's a giveaway. There's a homework giveaway that's in guide 1. And I'm giving away human design live reading or a reading and also a free month of Become. So make sure you hop onto that as well and see how you as a coach can take your students to the next level just by knowing their human design type and having some processes to help them and support them. All right, you guys, let's see you all next time. Let's rise to thrive.